I've known since I was about 19 years old that I have hearing loss. I had a cold, actually, had a virus that somehow affected my hearing. Really started off as like a tunnel feeling and moved into some pretty significant hearing loss. I also have tinnitus, which is that high-pitched kind of, ringing in my ears constantly. It was equated to being a 65, 70-year-old person that might have worked in a factory all of their lives, and that was at 19 years old. And I didn't really do anything about it, but kind of just dealt with it. I really got to the spot where I wasn't feeling very confident when I would walk into a room. I know I was missing a lot, and I just finally got to that spot where it's like, okay, you need to do something, you need to take control. So people around me, as people that I got comfortable with, would know, and they often could interpret my body language, and they could interpret, oh, she's just kind of nodding, she didn't really hear what was happening. Oh, because I never wanted to share with most people that I was having a problem, but some close people. And so I kind of navigated it that way. I would do a lot of things where, of course, I would sit, if I was in a large room, I'd sit by a speaker, or I would sit by somebody who could kind of help me. But I also would avoid a lot of situations. I would avoid big rooms. I would avoid things like noisy restaurants. I think over time, I would be a little more open about it and share a little bit more, but it felt like for a while, it just felt like just a thing you had to deal with, and a weakness that I had, to deal with, and others helped me through it. I actually do remember exactly the time that I said, I'm going to go find a doctor and I'm going to get hearing aids. I was sitting in a board meeting, and our brand new board chair had a very soft voice, and I missed 70% of what was said in that room. And I thought, how on earth are you going to be a leader in the organization if you're not going to actually put something into yourself that can help you with this and actually take control of it, instead of letting, the disability or the perceived thing take control of you. It's completely changed my life. I still have the ringing, and I still have, the hearing loss, but being aided, I have more confidence. I don't avoid the situations that I used to avoid. And I think people respond to me differently as well. There will be a lot of times where people might think I was standoffish, or I was ignoring people. And quite frankly, they were behind me and I didn't hear them. And so I keep on walking, and they're like, well, she's kind of snotty, and it wasn't the case. I just didn't hear them. And so now I pick up on so many more things, and it makes me feel that, I'm naturally a happy person. I'm naturally want to be a friendly person. And so I get to lean into that side of my personality because I actually did something about it, because I took control and said, I'm gonna lean into who I am as a person and not let this dictate how I lead or how people even perceive who I am as a person. Having some sort of a challenge is not a weakness, and don't let it ever define you or make you feel that you are weak or powerless because of the challenge that you have. Asking for things that help you feel more confident and to actually do maybe your job better, or be able to bring your entire self to work, even if it's a challenge that you have. Don't perceive it as being weak. Don't perceive that you have to navigate it by yourself, that there are helpers in all of this, and people, and there are ways to navigate people and other ways of navigating, and people naturally are inclined to help and might be able to problem solve with you in a way that you didn't have to come up with on your own. So I think don't perceive it as weak, and ask for help, and what makes it easiest for you.